Good afternoon. I'd like to call this meeting to order of the Surf City Town Council regular meeting agenda for Tuesday, February 4th, 2025. At this time, I'm going to call upon Nick Adams, a pastor at the Gathering Church, to lead us in our invocation. If you would please stand.
All right, guys, let's pray. Lord, thank you for this warmer weather, for sunshine, this beautiful day. Just help us to count our blessings and remember we got a lot to be thankful for. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of this in some sort of way. Just thank you for the councilmen and women, the mayor, and just everybody that takes a part in serving, dear Lord. Continue to help them to have a servant's heart. Just be with them as they make decisions, dear Lord. Give them wisdom, discernment. Help them to count the cost, and help them to remember to just put people above themselves and just continue to serve in a way that makes this place what you would want it to be. And I just thank you for them and thank you for this time. Love you. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Nick. And if Jeremy would lead us in our pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, at this time, I need a motion to adopt the agenda.
I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda.
I second.
It was my understanding that we were going to go into a closed session. Do I need a motion to amend the agenda to?
Yeah, that's right. Yep. I'd like to make a motion to go into closed, I'd like to make a motion we go into not make a motion, I'd like to add to the agenda that we go into closed session, if you don't mind.
Okay, so can I have a motion to adopt the agenda to go into closed session after the council forum?
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
So I have a motion to add closed session to the agenda, and I have a second.
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So we have put closed session on the agenda, so now to adopt the agenda. Do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda.
I have a motion to adopt the agenda as amended. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries to adopt the agenda. Next up is the approval of the consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
I have a motion to approve the consent agenda and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries to approve the consent agenda. Before I move any further, I'm going to call on Sandy Moreau with the Beautification and Enhancement Awards to present the Business of the Month and the Home of the Month.
Hello. So first up, we have the Business of the Month, which I'm not sure if we have someone here from Publix. Well, they keep their place nice and tidy all around, but the bigger wonderful thing about them is they commit so much time and resources to our community and helping us whenever we have street sweeps and beach sweeps and things around the community. They're always one of the first ones to step up and say that they'll help out. So we just wanted to thank Publix for the good works that they do. And then second, we have our Home of the Month, which is 415 Edgewater Way, which is Miss Denise and Mr. Jerry Emond. And here's Denise here. So we would like to thank them for the beautiful job they do landscaping their yard. And also, Jerry, you may recognize, serves on our committee for the town and does a lot of help. And Denise always shows up with willing heart and helpful hands, and it helps us as well. So we really appreciate it. And so going forward, if any of y'all have neighbors and friends that have beautiful yards like the Emons do, we'd would love for you to submit them for business and home. So
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for the Home of the Month being present during our meeting today. It's very nice when those businesses and homeowners show up to the meetings, because we do appreciate your effort in keeping your yards very clean and nice looking. So, public comments.
Have Paul, I'm sorry, I can't read the last name. Yes, sorry. Sorry.
Good evening. My name is Melody Paul, and we are wanting to start a UTV rental business in the town of Surrey City. And I had emailed each of y'all discussing what we were wanting to do. We want to sit there and bring more opportunity for tourists and visitors to enjoy the area, to see our Crystal Coast. I know there's a few safety concerns that we are addressing. We have street legal. They have Department of Transportation approved street tires. Four-wheel drive is disabled on them. We have maps and designated areas where they're going to be allowed to go with the vehicles. We don't want them going through our residential neighborhoods. We are going to also ask that they're going to be turned in at by 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. so that way there's no disturbance at night with people riding them. The noise is very minimal. It's no more than a motorcycle going down the road as for noise. And I did bring one here if anybody would like to look at it, check them out, crank them up, listen to it. If you want to drive it around, get familiarized with it. They're very safe. They're annually inspected every year, just like a regular vehicle. We've been here since, me and my husband were married here 43 years ago. So we've been a business and around here for a long time, and we just wanted the opportunity to start our business here. Is there any questions or concerns that you have that we can address?
I don't have any questions at this time, but we will take it. What is the next process for them to bring it in front of planning?
Should be, yeah.
Amy?
So we did ask about this at the last planning board meeting. Sorry.
Come on.
We did discuss this as a part of the couple of ordinance updates that we brought forward at the last planning board meeting, and planning board directed us not to continue researching and bring that forward. So that at this time, planning board has requested that it not move forward. Of course, council can make a different request.
Is there a reason why they have not?
We will, we'll get into a discussion
Okay.
about this later.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for the
Thank you.
opportunity. Mm-hmm.
Carla?
Doug, Tara?
Hello, I'm Doug Taryn. Here today for the Surf City Firefighters Auxiliary. Just going to let everybody know that we do have our second annual Firefighters Auxiliary Chili Cook-Off coming up on Sunday, March the 9th from 12 to 3. It will be in the area in front of Salty Turtle. So just like we had last year, you can buy tickets, you can test all the chilies, you get to be the judge. We'll have raffles. You can buy raffle tickets to win a prize, and it's a good time. So Sunday, March the 9th from 12 to 3.
Thank you. Okay. All right, moving forward, next item up is the public hearing for the annexation of the Morris Track, and I will turn it over to Carla.
Okay, this is for 3 tracts of land out on Highway 17, you should have the maps and the parcel ID numbers, which are on the agenda in your packets. It's a total of 90.449 acres. The applicant has asked that it be annexed as C3 on the front portion, which again is on the map in your packet. And then they did ask for R5M on the back. It went to Planning Board, which recommended C3 on the front and R10 on the back.
So at this time, I need a motion to open the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing.
I have a motion to open. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries to open the public hearing. At this time, is there anyone that would like to come up and speak on the public hearing? See Mr. Charles Riggs here. I think he is representing the applicant.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. Mr. and Mrs. Morris were not able to make it tonight, so I'm here to speak to you briefly. Last fall, Mr. and Mrs. Morris and myself met with town staff regarding this particular tract and reviewed their dream to have an RV park on the property. We spent well over an hour with staff, and everybody was in agreement that there is a need here in Surf City. This tract of land, having approximately 90 acres of land, it has, some commercial frontage along 17. I think we all agree that that is ideal for C3 commercial. And then the remainder of the property is nestled and, protected and basically unseen. So we felt like that was a good location for an RV park, for solitude and for enjoyment. It's bordered on the west by high density, on the east by Pender County's RP zone. However, also on the east, we have a 60-foot right-of-way and a 30-foot right-of-way, which provides an existing buffer on that side. There's wetlands on the property. So Mr. Morris felt like, in good faith, he wanted to request annexation. And we know with annexation, you have to rezone it. But his dream, of course, is to have the RV park. So in good faith, he's asking for council to accept his annexation, but also to go ahead and grant the R5M zone, which would allow him to proceed with his dream of having the RV park. We feel like that he would be able to provide the proper buffers, for the adjoining properties. And let me also say, it's not uncommon to have an R5 right next to commercial. I mean, normally you have your commercial, then you have your high density residential apartments and multifamily houses, and then you have your R5, which are single family lots that are only 5,000 square feet, and then you go to your R10. If you follow the planning board's recommendation of going to R10, then we have to come in with a conditional rezoning of R5M, and there's no guarantee that we would get the R5M. And in good faith, he's putting his hand out saying, look, I want to annex 90 acres. But at the same time, he would like for y'all to take into consideration his dream. I realize we can't show you a site plan because we're not allowed to present you a conditional package at this point. Okay? So I just want to make sure it's clear that those are his intentions in moving forward, and we appreciate your consideration of those thoughts and dreams that he has. Okay? Be glad to answer any questions you might have.
Does anyone have any questions?
Are they proposing today to do the C3 in the front and R10 in the back, or is your request to have the R5?
Our request is to have the C3 in the front and the R5M in the rear. We know that the planning board recommended the R10, but I explained that.
I think this comes up often that
It does.
we have R5, and then if something comes up and you guys decide to sell, we now have no idea what that next person's going to do. And that while there's good faith vested there, there's also a requirement to us to
I
make
understand.
sure we
And I understand that philosophy and that theory. I certainly do. And with that being said, there are existing wetlands on the western portion, and there's existing easements on the eastern portion. So there's already protection of the property with that. But I just want to make you aware his intent is to go with an RV park. So I mean, I know you cannot guarantee it. He has no intention of selling, but you know, I'm the surveyor. Okay, so I cannot make those guarantees. So we just appreciate any consideration when and if we have to come back for a conditional R5. It's understood that was our intention all along.
Sir, we appreciate your honesty.
Thank you. Yep.
Is there anyone else that would like to make any comments on council? Is there anyone in the public that's sitting here tonight that would like to speak during this public hearing? Is there anyone else that would like to speak during the public hearing? Hearing none, do I have a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion to close the public hearing is passed. At this time, it is requested that the town council consider approval of the annexation as presented.
I'll just ask if whoever makes a motion, if they'll clarify R5M versus R10. I think that's the discrepancy between the two. So just to clarify that when you make your motion.
Is there anyone that would like to move forward with making the motion of either C3 and R10, C3 and R5M?
I'll make a motion that we go with the planning board's recommendation of the property as C3 and R10.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to go with C3 and R10 following the planning board recommendation. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, Charles. Next item up is new business and property management policy, and Melissa Moore, our finance director, will come up and present.
Good afternoon, Madam Mayor, Town Council. The town was awarded an ARPA grant administered by the North Carolina Department of DEQ. The grant requires the town to adopt and follow a property management policy in accordance with the federal uniform guidance policies. North Carolina DEQ will be conducting an audit in the next 2 weeks of this program and of all the business we've conducted to date, and this policy needs to be adopted as soon as possible. And basically the policy says it's the federal money that we're buying and using for this project, and in the event we were to purchase property and tried to sell it, the money would be used for another federal program.
You're stating we have to use it for federal funds, federal programs.
Yes.
Anyone have any questions?
Motion or consensus?
I need a motion
To approve.
to consider approving the policy as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve the policy as presented.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next item is a resolution of the NC Byway update, which is called BIP, and Kyle Brewer will present.
Good afternoon, Madam Mayor, Council, and members of the public. This is a legislative push by the North Carolina Beach Inlet and Waterway Association, in which the town is a member of. The Beach and Inlet Management Plan, or BIMP, is essentially a long-range planning tool that the state has been able to use in the past to not only understand the various facets of the beaches, the inlets, and waterways within the state, but also documents the socioeconomics and economic drivers in which those assets to the state bring. So in the past, NC Byway, as well as other organizations, use this document to justify appropriations, programs, et cetera. And it's just a planning tool to be able to do that. So the state has not updated this BIMP in several years, and Byway has been pushing the state to fund the update of this plan. So they've asked the member jurisdictions and other entities to support their efforts in asking our legislators to fund the update to the plan. The value on that is estimated at $500,000. There's no town money directly that's being appropriated for this. It's just a support from the town council.
Anyone have any questions? All right, so it is requested that the town council consider approving the resolution to support the BIP funding to be used to show support to the North Carolina General Assembly. However, it's no money out of our pocket. It's just a resolution to support. Do I have a motion to do so?
I make a motion to approve the resolution as presented.
I'll second it.
And a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries to support the motion.
Thank you. We'll get that over to NC Byway.
Thank you. This time, Cal Brewer will present the manager's report.
All right, thank you again, Madam Mayor, Council, members of the public. Got several items to update on the Banks Channel navigation project. Dredging activities finally got underway this past Saturday. Crews from Norfolk Dredging had some delays with equipment transport due to weather conditions. Production has been good, and it is estimated that approximately 30,000 cubic yards of material has been dredged already as of this morning and put on the beach. We're reminding people to stay away from the construction zone. This area is clearly marked, and access is provided through the zone along the dune side of the project. Also, please stay off all the pipes. There's a lot of pressure that goes through there, and it can pose some dangers. But again, you can still walk the beach. There's just an area on the back side of that construction area and the toe of the dune that you can walk through. The town received the first weekly tracker for the project status, and we'll get this published on the town's website as soon as possible. As a reminder, we got it early this week, but every Thursday we will get an updated tracker map, and we will post that on the website so that people will understand where dredging crews are. This is a 24/7 operation, so bulldozers and other heavy machinery are out there working day and night. The solid waste review team, consisting of representatives from each of the 4 towns, met to consider the proposals submitted. As a reminder, we had 4 proposals. The review team will be providing a recommendation and a draft contract to be presented to the board at your February work session. In addition to this, we will be doing an ordinance review and issuing a notice to commercial dumpster providers and businesses holding a contract for service provisions being provided by the town. There's a mandatory 15-month requirement for this, but should provide an opportunity for cost savings back to our business community based on this competitive bidding process. So right now, anybody can go and contract with a waste hauler for front-end loader service. We put in the request for proposals, costs for 2, 4, 6, 8 yard dumpsters, and got prices back on that. So what we intend to do is take a snapshot of what people are paying. I've already reached out to a couple of businesses to understand this and try to offer a lower cost through our solid waste provider. Also, this will cut down on various different trash trucks in the town operating for these commercial contracts. The 15-month time frame is meant to allow for current contracts to essentially phase out before new service. We're not going to do this overnight for anybody. The Parks, Recreation, and Tourism Master Plan seems like forever ago, but we did hold a public workshop on January 9th to solicit additional input on that master plan. The meeting was generally well attended, and comment was received to help shape the future of the park system in Surf City. The consultant is now leading the effort in hosting focus group sessions to garner additional feedback on specific areas of the plan. They had one yesterday, and they'll have another focus session tomorrow. Multi-use path, the town received the 25% preliminary plans for segment 1 of the multi-use path. Again, this connects Magnolia Reserve over to Deer Run or Station 25. I have a meeting scheduled with the engineering firm this week to discuss potential grant opportunities and future funding for that project. Looks like we're on a path of trying to incorporate some resilience or stormwater projects into the design of future phases where funding may be more palatable according to available federal programs. So we'll keep you up to speed on that as that progresses. Just wanted to report real quick. There's some buzz on social media this morning about parking signs. It was brought to the town's attention that some signage issues were present within our parking system. This issue was isolated to 3 small parking lots along South Shore Drive. Stickers, or what they call cover-ups, were applied to the signs, and it was a mistake. Pivot has since removed all the signs, and they will be replaced with accurate information prior to the parking season beginning. As a reminder, that season does start on March 1st. So please be on the lookout over the next few weeks for resident registration and re-entry. So Pivot has taken ownership of that for their mistake. And again, parking is not in effect right now, so it should not have affected anybody. There's no compromise to the system or any fraudulent activities. One of my first calls was to the police chief this morning at 7:30 to try and understand what was going on and see if there was any additional measures that needed to be taken. But I think we're going to be okay with it. Just wanted to report on some staff turnover. So last month I reported that the town was losing our communications coordinator. We have concluded our interviews for that position and are very close to getting somebody on board. So we're really excited about that. Parks, Recreation, and Tourism Director interviews have also concluded. I'll be prepared to make an offer on that position tomorrow morning. And then lastly, we heard some bad news last Wednesday, and that Amy Kimes, our esteemed planning director back there, has decided to move on to take another role with another city, accompanying her engineering background. I think that she'll continue to do a good job no matter where she's at. But we certainly will miss her and wish her the best of luck, and still continue to look forward to see you around town, as Amy is still our neighbor, and the position is being advertised now. So with that, Madam Mayor and Council, that is my manager's report.
Thank you very much. We'll move to the town attorney.
I have nothing to report.
Nothing to report. All right. Alicia, you want to go first tonight?
Sure. Thanks everybody for coming out. Thanks Chief for showing up to the basketball game yesterday. We had a middle school basketball game and both teams won by astounding numbers, so go Sharks. That's all I got.
Well, did a little bit of that. Thanks for coming up tonight. It's good, always good to see a couple of places here to go over things. The weather's getting pretty nice. Big change from last week. And that's about it. I have a lot.
Thank you.
Not talkative tonight.
I don't have anything, but how do both teams win?
Girls and boys.
Okay, because I was thinking, it's a weird society we're in nowadays, I can tell you that for sure.
Nobody's a loser. Nobody's a loser.
There's two sexes.
I didn't
male
know.
and female.
Yeah, I
Male and
didn't.
female.
I was trying to think.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Hugh.
Hey, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out as I usually do. It's been a great week. We got a little tease of some spring weather this week. It's been nice. So I hope you guys are enjoying that. I would like to thank in open forum Amy Kimes for putting up with me as a council person, bugging her to death with the planning board, but I feel like I've learned a ton, and if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be as knowledgeable about it as I am now, and though I still have a tremendous amount to learn. But thank you very much, Amy. I appreciate your consideration and taking your time, being patient with me. Thank you, and that's all.
I say the same thing. Anytime I see some chairs filled out there, that's nice. Thank you for coming and learning and asking questions and sharing. Really appreciate any participation. On that note, I appreciate the participation by the committees, and I know some of the chair people are here and things like that. And we talked with you guys on Friday. Appreciate that the energy and effort you put into that, serving in that way. The department heads always being here, even though we're losing one. But you guys have been tremendous, helping us understand a lot of details that we need for upcoming budget planning, and that's extremely important. So I just know I appreciate all the extra energy. And I got to say that about Kyle, too. I had to call him this weekend on about some issues, and so I'm just thankful that he's able to provide a lot of extra information in our manager's report that I think you guys are interested in and hearing and seeing, and he's a huge asset, so thanks.
Thank you. I will say everyone's going to be knocking down Amy's door in the next 20-some days to get everything they can before she leaves. But again, thank you for your time here in Surf City. Thank you again for all the volunteers. Thank you to our residents that I think we were talking the other day that we live, work, and play here, and we grow and build as a community here, and your opinion and your presence here at meetings and getting involved is very much appreciated. So we are very thankful for our town manager down there that leads us and guides us and keeps us together and helps us in making good decisions for our town. Very informative, and so between him and Carla and our town attorney, they keep us in line, and we're very fortunate to have all the projects going on in our town, including our navigation project. There's a lot of sand going out on the beach, so Kyle was showing me some pictures earlier, and we're going to do a little tour later this week. But it's amazing just in one day what you see with your eyes. And we know that sand will shift, especially over the next couple months, but hopefully it will give us some protection, some good protection before our Army Corps project. So that's all I have. So at this time, we will move forward into our closed session.
Madam Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to go into closed session pursuant NC General Statute 143-318.11A6 personnel, please.
I have a motion to go into closed session. Do I have a second?
I'll make a second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. We are in closed session. You are more than welcome to stay if you would like. And then we'll be out of closed session hopefully very shortly. A motion to come out of closed session.
I'll make a motion to come out of closed session.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. No action was taken during closed session. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn
Do I have a second?
on this fine day.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. We are adjourned.
Bingo.